weeks ago, when I was packing for a ski trip to Lake Tahoe, California, I decided to audit my wallet before just throwing it into my carry-on bag. With so much personal information inside, carrying a stuffed wallet could give a thief the golden tickets to my financial life if it were lost or stolen. So I really decided to think carefully about what was in it before packing it. This podcast will review 9 items that I never, ever carry, whether I'm driving across town or traveling a long distance. I'll explain why having these items on your person puts you at risk of financial loss or identity theft if they were to fall into the wrong hands. Welcome back to Money Girl, everyone. I really appreciate you downloading the show. I'm Laura Adams, an award-winning author, on-camera spokesperson, money speaker, and founder of The Money Stack. That's my Substack newsletter. You can learn more at lauradadams.com. This is episode 996, which means we are definitely getting close to the 1,000th Money Girl podcast. I can't believe this huge milestone is on the horizon, and I'm planning a special show, and I want to feature comments from listeners like you. Please leave a brief voicemail by calling 302-364-0308 and let me and the QDT team know what's on your mind to celebrate 1,000 shows. Okay, let's talk about these items that you should never carry. If you've got any of them in your wallet, billfold, or purse, I highly recommend removing them right now. Number 1 is your Social Security card. This is one of the worst items to keep on your person, or even a copy of it. I remember that I actually did carry my original Social Security card in my wallet for years, but then I removed it a long time ago after I understood the potential danger. Your Social Security number is truly the golden ticket for an identity thief. If a criminal gets your Social Security number, they can do all kinds of bad stuff, like apply for loans, open lines of credit, and even file fraudulent tax returns in your name. Therefore, it's critical to keep anything with your Social Security number in a safe place. For instance, you might put your Social Security card in a locked, fireproof safe at home, or even in a bank safe deposit box. The only reason you typically need your original Social Security card is when starting a new job to complete Form I-9 for your employer for employment eligibility verification. However, you might also need the card when applying for certain government benefits, or maybe to replace it if your name changes, like after getting married. But in other situations, like opening a bank account or an investment account or even getting a driver's license, you do have to provide your Social Security number, but not your Social Security card. So I recommend memorizing your number so you only need the actual card in rare instances. Okay, the second thing never to carry is a pile of cash. While I pay for just about everything digitally, having a little cash in your wallet is certainly a good idea. You know, there are situations, especially when you travel, when you might want to give someone a cash tip, like a bellhop, housekeeper, or a concierge. But it's never wise to keep a large amount of cash in one place, like your wallet. If it gets lost or stolen, you likely won't get it back. While your homeowner or renter's insurance does have off-premises coverage for personal belongings that you lose away from home up to your policy limits, it never covers lost or stolen cash. So I recommend carrying only the cash you genuinely need. And if you have to travel with cash, divide it up and keep it in different places. That way, let's say if your purse is stolen, you still have cash in a suitcase, in another bag, or even in a coat pocket. Number 3, paper checks. If you're still carrying around a pad of paper checks in your wallet, they are an invitation for a thief to steal from you. It's just too easy for a criminal to write a fraudulent check to pay someone with your money. Unfortunately, even one blank check contains all the personal information a thief needs, like your bank account number, routing number, and perhaps even your full name and address. Instead, consider digital payments like using a physical debit or credit card, or even one that's stored in your phone's mobile wallet. All right, speaking of that, number 4 is debit cards. While paying with a debit card might seem better than using a paper check, carrying one in your wallet does come with risks. You might even be carrying around multiple debit cards, like one for your personal checking account and one for a business account. In general, I'm not a fan of carrying and using debit cards. Many people mistakenly believe that because their bank is FDIC insured, that they're protected from debit card fraud. The FDIC only reimburses you up to a limit if your bank goes out of business, not if a criminal steals your money. Your protection from fraudulent debit card activity depends on how quickly you notice it and report it. Unlike a credit card, which I'll talk about next, your financial liability with a debit card is unlimited. Here's how it works. If you report a missing debit card before a thief uses it, you're not responsible for any unauthorized transactions. Now, if you report it within 2 business days, you're only responsible for up to $50. However, if it takes you longer, if it takes you 60 days after you receive a bank statement to report unauthorized debit card charges, you're on the hook for up to $500. Now, if your debit card number gets stolen while you still have the card in your possession, you've got more protection. In that case, you're not liable for fraudulent activity if you report it within 60 days of your statement date. However, if you miss that date, you have unlimited liability if it takes more than 60 days to report fraudulent charges. That means a thief could steal a lot from you or even completely drain your bank account if it takes you a while to notice. If you regularly use a debit card, consider adding it to a mobile wallet on your phone like Apple Pay to make payments that are much more secure than using a physical debit card. You'll be able to use it at any store or ATM with a contactless terminal. But if you must carry a physical debit card, never write your personal identification number, that PIN number, on the back of the card or even, put it on a piece of paper that you keep in your wallet. Also, it's not a good idea to use debit cards for online purchases. A cyber thief who knows your debit card number and your PIN can immediately take money from your linked account. Okay, the 5th thing that you should never carry in your wallet are too many credit cards. I have a lot of credit cards, but I only carry 1 or 2 physical cards when I leave home. If you have a pile of cards in a wallet and they all get lost or stolen at the same time, it's going to be a much bigger hassle than dealing with just 1 or 2 missing cards. As I mentioned, with debit cards, the safest way to use a credit card is also to use a mobile wallet when possible. I have a few cards in my mobile wallet, but I do also carry at least 1 physical card with me as a backup. If someone steals your credit card, you get protection thanks to a federal law called the Fair Credit Billing Act. It says that if a thief takes your credit card or even just the card number and goes on a shopping spree, you're responsible for no more than $50. But many credit card issuers offer protection that completely eliminates your liability for fraudulent charges. So you would have, zero responsibility. The protection improves if you become aware that your credit card is lost or stolen and you report it before unauthorized charges are made. In that case, you're not responsible for any amount. So these terrific protections that you get with credit cards make them much safer than using debit cards, whether we're talking about making purchases locally or online. Okay, number 6 is important or original documents. Never stuff your wallet with any documents containing important information or personally identifying information. That might include passports or even a copy of your passport. Of course, unless you're traveling across borders and you're going to need it, or it's your only valid form of identification. You never want to carry birth certificates, marriage certificates, Even work IDs or badges that have your and your company's name, of course, unless you're commuting to and from work. Don't carry bank or investment statements or even Medicare or health insurance cards that show your Social Security number. Most insurance cards can be added to a mobile wallet, making them more safe. But if you need to carry an important document, maybe temporarily, consider making a copy of it and blacking out or even cutting out any sensitive information on the copy. Number 7. Passwords. If you have a sticky note or paper in your wallet that's your password or your PIN cheat sheet, try using a password manager on your phone instead. If a thief were to get all those passwords to your financial accounts, they have a much greater chance of figuring out how to steal from you. Number 8. Spare keys. Keeping an extra key in your wallet leaves you more vulnerable than you might think. A thief can easily find your address if they also have other personal documents like your driver's license. And lastly, number 9, gift cards. While a gift card might not be as dangerous as the other items that I recommend removing from your wallet, if you have several or, they've got a high value, it's like carrying too much cash around. Similar to cash, gift cards are non-refundable and not covered by insurance. I hope this list will help you pare down the types and amounts of important items you carry in a wallet or billfold. Again, whether you're just going across town or you're taking a long-distance trip. You'll be glad there's less to worry about if you ever lose that wallet or become the target of a thief. That's all for now. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, here's to living a richer life. Money Girl is a quick and dirty tips podcast, and we've got a great team. Steve Rickyberg audio engineers the show. Holly Hutchins is our director of podcast. Morgan Christensen is our advertising operations specialist. Rebecca Sebastian is our marketing and publicity manager. Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor. And Maram El Naguib is our podcast associate.